Hey, AfterBuzzers and Siesta Key fans, we are back talking about episode 6, season 2, A Second-Tier Friend. We are talking about cheating, music videos, and affection gone wrong. This episode started off with a bang, and it definitely didn't go down from there. I cannot wait to break it all down for you guys, so don't go away.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This episode was unreal. I honestly can't even put into words the emotions and feelings I felt after watching this episode. It was wild.
We've never been so speechless after an episode.
I've never...
But also with so many things we want to say.
I've never seen more of a train wreck in reality television than I feel like I saw tonight. And I can't wait to break it all down for you.
Let's do it.
But hey guys, Ally Nasta here, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Kayley Stumpe. What's going on?
What's up? So happy to be back. This is the best episode I think I've ever seen of Siesta Key. I cannot wait to talk about it.
So wild. Djenane Beaulieu.
Ooh, sorry, I just was silent there for like a first few seconds because I'm literally speechless. I don't even know where to begin with this episode. One word that perfectly describes it is weird. Weird. Because they kept on saying that
they
a lot
kept repeating
in this episode. Weird.
So weird. And like, it doesn't, these couples, I don't even know if you can call them relationships, couples. I don't know what's actually happening, but there was something in the water because everything is going awry, and I'm just mind blown. But let's jump in. Okay.
Let's do it.
So speaking of weird relationships, let's just jump out of the water and talk about Garrett and Cara. So they start off being kind of cutesy, and we're really excited about it. But like legitimately, that it was only 2 seconds of the episode, and then immediately Cara gets her opportune moment to then walk over to Alex and sit next to him. Please explain to me why you think this was a bad idea, because I'm assuming you agree that this is a bad idea.
Absolutely. And that situation was just weird. I can't stop saying the word weird. We're probably going to hear it like 20 more times tonight from me. But her going over to Alex after that whole argument went left, that was so disrespectful to Garrett. Even Garrett was asking, wait, you're really going to go over there? He probably at that moment couldn't even believe she was actually doing this. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this really happening right now? She went all the way over there. I don't know what she was thinking. It was totally disrespectful.
It seems like she was counting down the seconds. Like the second that Juliette tells Alex, we're broken up, Juliette leaves. I think she was waiting 3, 2, 1. Alex is like, Cara, come over here now. And she's like, okay. She's like a magnet to him. She was waiting for that.
She didn't even stop to say, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do this. She said 1 second and walked right over there.
Yeah.
Something that I can't get over is the fact that she keeps saying she's getting attacked, but she's putting herself in the situations to be used as a pawn. And she knows that. And she's stirring the pot. Why do you, like, I just don't understand why she keeps feeling like the victim when she's putting herself in the situations. You know exactly what's going to happen when you walk over to Alex.
I think she says something different from what she actually thinks. I think she has a little bit of Chloe in her where she thrives on the drama. She likes it. She loves that she can piss Juliette off as much as she can. And she loves that she can still have the attention of Alex whenever she wants.
I think that's what makes her and Chloe similar, the fact that they do love drama, but they go about it differently. I know Chloe loves the drama, but it doesn't bother me. Her actions don't bother me as much as Cara's actions bother me. Because Chloe, she airs everything out. I was actually happy that she took the picture and sent it. Because Cara, you put yourself into the situation. That was messy on her part. So yeah, and I know Cara's motive, because she was saying how she loves seeing Alex get all, just scrambled emotionally or whatever. So she was like, oh, I thrive off of it. She loves how Alex is like feeling when Juliette yells after him or whatever. So she just loves it, but she's just going about it completely messy, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah, and I did, it's funny, I wrote down, she said that Chloe loves the drama, but so does she. I literally wrote that down, and then I also said she just loves the drama. And I think she does, And she's very sneaky.
She's sneaky. Like, Chloe broadcasts how much she loves the drama.
Right.
Kara's sneaky about it.
Kara likes to
So
pretend that she's the victim, but really, she knows how to pull those marionette strings and get what she wants. She's very good at that. She's savvy. But what's really aggravating is that she doesn't admit to her actions. She did actually, she doesn't admit to her actions like when she's talking to Garrett and like trying to figure out why he should be upset over that. But I will give her some credit because when she talked to Chloe, she was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have gone, or what did she say? She said something to Chloe when they were talking about how, like, okay, I understand how that could have looked bad, and, like, obviously, like, I shouldn't have done that. But it's really aggravating that she keeps telling Garrett that she doesn't understand why it's a big deal. But, like, when she explained that, if I would have talked to Polly or whatever, that's not the same thing.
It's not.
Why do people in Siesta Key think that hanging out with your exes is just like hanging out with anybody normal?
And I love how when they're on the couch talking about it, like, Garrett was not going to say anything when she's like, yeah, and, Chloe and I did talk about the photo she sent of me and Alex, and she was waiting. She kind of provoked him, and he wasn't saying. She's like, oh, so you have nothing to say about this? And he's like, well, actually, it made me upset. And then she gets all pissed off because he's talking about it. It's like, you just brought it up. You just asked him to.
It's like she definitely provokes it. She wants to start a fight. She wants to get Garrett all riled up because the things that she was saying to him were just so ridiculous. And for her to think that it's not a big deal, and she's not the only one. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll get into this, but she's not the only one thinking that, talking to an ex is not a big deal or whatever. It is a big deal.
Right.
She's like, it can be anybody. Sure, it can be anybody who's not your ex.
Right.
But this is your ex. And we all know Garrett has a history with Alex in terms of how he feels, and he's been screwed over by Alex because Alex took Kelsey from him, his first girlfriend. So, of course, there's so much insecurity that Garrett has, with Alex.
And I'm glad seeing Garrett this season. I feel like he's standing up for himself more when it comes to these
a lot more
shady
talkative.
chicks.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Can we just talk about this whole leg squeezing debacle?
Oh my God.
What is that
What
about?
was this about?
I don't know.
I mean, something that was really hard for me is because, like, okay, we understand a lot of girls have insecurities. Everybody goes through some body issues, and, like, that's not something to take lightly at all.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel... Like, I know guys all the time. That's, like, an endearing... I do believe that Garrett was just doing that to show affection, and I didn't think it was fair for her to throw that on him.
I thought it was sweet. I was like, oh, look at Garrett being all affectionate.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she has a problem with it. She's like, why are you squeezing my leg?
And she did say, she's like, I've told you this 100 times. I don't like it. So clearly she has said that to him before, and it's a weird kind of phobia thing that she has. And obviously she's insecure about her body, and that is something that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Right.
But seeing his point of view, obviously he thinks she's beautiful and
She is.
he's just showing affection.
Yeah. I didn't think that he was doing that at all in any type of ill intention. I just really think it's one of those things that you just are holding on to your girl. Like, you want to show her that you care by, like, at least touching her or whatever. And I think that it kind of, when we were at the bar and they're having another conversation and Kara's getting really defensive about things, it's like she's almost picking and nitpicking at things. And she did mention that she's doing it because she's scared and she's trying to push him away, basically, because she doesn't want to get hurt again. But, like, okay, but, like, you can't keep pushing him away.
Right. Garrett's a good guy. I really feel if Cara... I like them together, and I just think, it's kind of scary. I feel more scared for Garrett because Cara is moving a little funny. But if Cara, stops the mess and stops the insecurities and just, see where it goes with Garrett, because I really think that they have so much potential to be an actual, like, real couple and not messy and messing around with exes like other couples are doing.
Kara's clearly very self-conscious because also that's Garrett's profession, is like he's a personal trainer and he helps people with their diets and losing weight and getting in shape. So that's probably always kind of in the back of her mind. Yeah.
And we saw how Garrett was, like, last season with his dieting, eating a piece of cake, and then working out right after.
Like
Well, it is one of those things, too, where it does make my mind, like, go in circles. Like, okay, So we're seeing the fights, but like, yeah, what happened behind the scenes there? What was Garrett actually doing? Has he said things before? And like, I can't help but think about what's happening behind there, because that's not fair. You know, clearly, maybe other than Cara just trying to defend herself, what if there are other things that we don't know about Garrett, you know? And I mean, I don't know. It's just that was just a very like serious topic to kind of like lightly brush over in the way it was. And I just hope that like there's no foul play and like telling a girl. I just really hope that it was only purely affection and like it was just her kind of defending on like the fact that like, oh, I just need to pick on something because I'm nervous about this relationship and where it's going.
I think that's it. And we feel like we know Garrett better than we know Cara because we've seen him in both seasons.
True.
And we know he's, you know, such a good guy. So.
And I will say, fast forwarding to, you know, the first 5 seconds of this episode, they seem to be really cute together and like really hitting it off. And I've said this before, and something that I find crazy about all the relationships Garrett's been in, this has been the first one that I actually do see a genuine connection, and not that it's like forced from producers to be like, oh, you need to be together.
Oh my gosh, I disagree.
Really?
I don't think they have a connection.
Really?
I think he's just trying, like Garrett's always trying to find someone. I feel like he wants to love somebody, and he's so sweet, but he's always picking the wrong girls, but he wants someone to work out so badly, and I feel like she has ulterior motives. And I don't know, just seeing them together, it makes me feel so awkward.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they have some sort of connection. I would love to know what you guys think in the chat. You guys are so helpful. We love you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're so thankful every day for you guys joining us and joining us in the live chat. But before we go on to our next topic, DJ, can you take it away?
Yes, guys, we just wanted to say thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love. And don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Thank you guys. You are the best. You're basically like our extended host, so please make sure you're joining us live every week to join us in the live chat. And like DJ said, you know, give us a thumbs up on iTunes podcast and comment and subscribe, obviously. Alrighty, guys. Our favorite couple, I don't even like, you know, our favorite to talk about is Juliette and Alex. I have got to say, they were so drunk.
So drunk. Alex's eyes were half open during that
Isn't that most of their relationship, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like they're not
100%.
Yeah, this whole scenario just, I mean, it could have easily been stopped. Alex likes to pretend he doesn't like the drama, but he 100% does. And he knows what's going to get under Juliette's skin, even when he's drunk. He knew if he would have just shut Polly down and been like, Polly, stop it. Like, you know, Juliette, it's fine. Whatever. Let's just walk away for a second. But I feel like he thrives on this drama, too.
He loves when Polly gets on his side and they kind of gang up on Juliette. But if we do go back to what caused it, what was up with Juliette getting mad with Garrett looking at her? That made no sense. I mean, she loves drama so much. She wants the same thing. She wants guys to fight over her. So she's like, look who's looking at your girlfriend. Like, I'm hot. You need to defend me. And I kind of agreed with Alex where he's like, you don't need to provoke me. I don't need to like get in fights with guys. Like, you're a pretty girl. Guys are going to look at you.
I agree,
thought that was
1,000%.
so ridiculous.
I agree 100%. That how it started was very
It
weird.
literally went off with a bang.
It escalated quickly. That's what it did. But like, I don't understand where Juliette was coming from. Okay, Garrett was looking at you, but she made it a bigger deal than it needed to be. And I think she wanted the attention from Alex. She wanted Alex to get into an argument with Garrett. But obviously Alex wasn't fazed by it. He was just like, whatever. And she was mad that he wasn't fazed by it. And then it just became this whole huge thing for like no reason. So, I mean, I will say at first, yes, Juliette was at fault for even starting it because it wasn't necessary. But then obviously when it did escalate, that's when it became the fault of Alex because Pauly stepped in out of nowhere. And I think Alex should have, you know, stepped up and been like, okay, Pauly, back off. This is between me and Juliette. And that's how it just got all messy.
Yeah.
That's
and
how I feel.
I think something that really, really just irks my nerves is the fact that they're always bringing money up in this situation. Oh, I give you everything. Oh, I pay for everything. Then stop giving. If you're going to give and expect something in return or use it as like a dangle over your head, stop giving then, because that's not giving. That's literally, that's not being genuine about something. Like,
True.
you can't, it's like being an Indian giver. You can't give something and then
Yeah.
be like, oh, by the way, I gave that to you, so I want it back. Or like, because I'm so nice to you, like, you have to do this for me. Like, I just hate that. I hate that that's always, especially Polly's like first thing to be like, oh,
Yeah.
like, he pays for everything. Like, you don't need to throw that in there. It was so unnecessary.
To be fair, Alex did make her pasta, and he doesn't even like pasta. So he's a pretty good boyfriend.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, God.
I think it's even interesting that Alex's mom was like, listen, you've got to tell Polly to stay out of your business.
Mama knows best.
Yeah.
She does. And like, I think it's just Alex's biggest flaw is when he is in those situations. It is both of their biggest flaws because they're both drunk. They're both not knowing what's happening. But like, just, I don't know. I don't even know, actually. Like, I don't even know where I'm going. Is there, what can you tell these people at this point, you know? They fight all the time. They shouldn't be together. That's the healthiest way to end this, is just not be together anymore, and they just need to stop. There's no other way they're going to stop. Like, unless they move away to a different city and, like, exclude themselves from society, I just can't imagine them, and stop drinking. I can't imagine them not fighting.
Change their entire lifestyle. Yeah, and we were saying earlier, like, I think it's so sick what Juliette said, like, they wouldn't be the couple they are if they didn't fight the way that they do. That's so wrong to look at a relationship like that. And why
So
would you want to
unhealthy.
live like that?
So unhealthy. I mean, I'm not trying to like relate it to anything I've been through, but I feel like if I look up to any healthy relationship that I want to be in, they're definitely not fighting all the time. I look at the couples that fight and be like, oh my gosh, I hope that's never me.
Yeah.
And so I just hope that, you know, obviously this is semi-based on reality. And we're seeing her post on social media with Alex still. And we know his track record. We fast forward to find out that he is still cheating on her.
Oh, goodness.
It never ends.
It never ends. So, like, you get to the point where it's like you need to stop putting yourself in this bad rat race of whatever it is and get out. And I'm just worried that she's never going to get out.
I know.
It's really the money, like you said. She's just in it for the money, the riches, she wants to be the queen of Siesta Key along with the King Alex or whatever.
Yeah.
She's living in this whole fantasy, and she's trying to just, you know, block out or make any ridiculous excuse just to be in the situation and just to kind of, you know, make it seem like, oh, him and his ways aren't as bad as they are. Oh, it's just, you know, we fight. We fight hard. We love harder, or some crap that she said.
Yeah.
It's not a healthy relationship. And even her friends are saying that. Or one of her friends, Amanda,
Was like, do you want that? Because I know I wouldn't.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, and it's not even just them, but obviously they're the perfect example. They just lack proper communication. They're just so overly emotional. And like we said, like, I feel like most of their relationship is just them being drunk. You know, they don't have every time when they argue, it's her just yelling and then crying. And 3 seconds later, she's always crying. And it's like, oh my God, Juliette, just pull yourself together and just talk it out. And then Alex is just like, okay, whatever.
He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
And something that I find so aggravating is that why is it always Juliette going over to Alex's house or going to Alex's boat
Always.
to like do the mending? Why
Yeah.
can't Alex go to Juliette for once?
Because he doesn't care.
And I just
Juliette's so much better than that.
She's
like
so
she needs
much
to,
better.
like you said, pull herself together, work on herself, meet someone new.
she needs a Prince Charming that's going to sweep her off her feet and treat her and bring her flowers. Like, it's like, it doesn't even have to be the like money side of things, but like actually show affection in a way that's not just like, oh, I've got money, here, you can have it.
She needs someone like Garrett, okay?
But
Hello.
I mean, we tried that, but
Garrett,
she
but
didn't
also
like his.
Garrett, sometimes he can bother me too. Like, she needs someone entirely different. Like, she needs, she needs someone not in Siesta Key. That's what I have to say.
He's too.
Find someone in New York or LA or something.
Yeah, just something better. I am beyond over Alex's ways of what we've seen, and he knows it. His family knows it. Juliette knows it. So it's like, where do we go from here? She finds out he cheats on her again. like they're clearly going to get back together, but like why how can you trust this guy? Of course it's going to be unhealthy. How do you trust? How do you move forward?
It's going to keep happening. Once a cheater, always a cheater. His dad even said he was a dog, so it's going to happen. He's done it before. He's going to do it again, and it's just going to be a same back and forth thing. She's going to cry about it. They're going to break up for 3 seconds, then get back together. Okay, they just mended things. Then the next day he's going to cheat again, and it's just going to be an ongoing thing.
Unless she decides she's okay living that life where he's just going to possibly cheat on her for the rest of time. And she's just going to like zip her lips about it. And still have the life with him.
It just breaks my heart because it's like you don't deserve that. And if you're with someone, you shouldn't even question. Like, because we were just talking before the show, like, what scenario could it have led up to him actually having, one, the time to be able to step away and have another girl or be with another girl? Like, what did that look like? Were you out with your guy friends, you know? Is it someone that you've hooked up with before? It's just... all these scenarios lead to that's so much work. If you're in a relationship, usually you're with a person 24/7. You don't have time for anybody else.
Yeah, it's not like they were living in different cities either.
Right. And then you're also in law school. Like what I don't understand how you could go about doing that. I just don't get it.
I'm just so confused by him, and this relationship shouldn't even be in the first place. Like, if I was Juliette, honestly, I wouldn't even be in a relationship with him, knowing that he slept with all my friends.
But something that I want, like, in her defense, it's so hard sometimes when you're in a relationship and you just, like, love the person. You're just so blinded by it. Like, you just only see the good in them, and you just constantly are wishing and wanting them to get better. So, like, unfortunately, it might have to be one of those situations where it's like you have to wait until someone else comes along for you to realize what you deserve, which is awful. But, like, I just hope she finds that.
I hope she also finds a therapist, too.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Because clearly, I mean...
and clearly him cheating is not changing her mind.
Oh my gosh. And I just cannot even imagine, like, how did he find this girl? Like, this is just terrible.
He went out of his way to cheat.
Right.
Yeah,
Ugh.
It's so bad.
He definitely went out of the way. It's not in the group because he's clearly hooked up with all of them.
Yeah.
It's so wild. Oh, man. Man, there we go again with
What
that
if
word
the girl
wild.
in his bed was Cara?
Oh, I'd be done. I don't think I can watch this show. Like,
yeah, I'd be done too.
I say this all the time, but I'm like, how much is this produced? Because this is so wild. When I'm watching this, I'm like, there's no way these producers are that good at creating this much drama. Like, some of it has to be real, you know?
It's insane.
I don't know. It's so crazy.
It's so
to
hard
me.
to wrap my mind around.
Like, we literally had one bomb after the next. I'm like, when is it going to stop? I don't know if I can handle anymore. It's so crazy.
Just when you thought you had enough, there's more. Who knows what's going to happen next week and the following week? And it's just
I think the
20
the
more
most,
episodes of this.
Yeah, literally. The most calming part of the episode was actually Candace and her mom. Her mom says she's facing reality. But my question is, why did it take her so long to figure this out? Obviously, like, I've never been in a situation like that, but like, did it take her daughter, like, being on a reality show? Or, like, what has been this process of them trying to connect and trying to rekindle things? I'm just so confused as to why she hasn't been there for Candace before.
I just feel, maybe the show has a lot to do with it, because I'm sure maybe the producers were involved somehow in getting her mom out there. But I guess knowing who Candace is, she's the type of person that is not vulnerable. She doesn't like talking about things that get her emotional. So I felt like she kept like her emotions in and just that story in for so long, because she even said, I think the only person she's really told to was her friend Tawny. Yeah, Tawny. So I think her being on the show, I guess maybe the producers, like I said, had some involvement in getting her out, and I think that's what kind of helped really just have them talk.
I think you're right. They decided this would probably be her storyline, and obviously she wanted to reconnect with her mother eventually, and so this was kind of the perfect timing to do it. And I bet the producers maybe like flew her out from Australia, like it could,
which would be great, because it's like, no offense, but we need this like type of like grounded, really like character building, family relationship bonding of a storyline. Because right now it's just too much to handle with all this cheating and lies.
Too much drama, and I loved the scene. I'm glad we wrapped it up. I thought I thought that was going to be over. I thought she went back to Australia. I didn't realize that she was going to be in this episode. But the moment when she said she wasn't going to go straight back to Australia was so, like, the look on Candace's face was so heartwarming and genuine.
Right. Yeah,
so
and
sweet.
that's, I believe everything about this. Like, it seems so genuine. You're right, and I'm excited to see Cam must be able to build that relationship. She deserves it.
I know,
Absolutely.
she's so sweet.
She's so sweet. Oh man. On to our last crazy bombshell of the episode.
Let's do
We've got
this.
the whole Madison, Ben, Brandon situation. Okay. I need to ask you guys. Is it weird? Like, okay, they make exes in this show seem like they're not that big of a deal. Besides, like, Juliette obviously has spoken that it is weird. But I feel like most of them are just, like, around their exes, and it's, like, not a big deal, especially Madison and Brandon. I get it. The way she explained, I wanted to have that awkward, we ended things bad. I wanted it to be done. But you can do that over coffee. You don't need to be in a music video rekindling your first kiss. Like, do you guys
why
think
does
that
she
this
care?
was weird? Yeah.
She's in a new relationship.
Right. Like, I just feel like it's so strange that Brandon and Madison are both putting their exes through this. Because if it was opposites and roles reversed, I just don't think it would fly.
Gosh, Madison would be so livid. She would
Exactly.
end things if Ben ever did anything like that.
Right. I just think it's very unnecessary.
And why would she want to like mend a bridge with him? He fully cheated on her. Like, and they were super, in love. I mean, they told each other that they loved each other, and that was a bad breakup. Like, who
Yeah.
cares? Let's move on. We both moved on with other people. We don't need to mend our relationship ever again.
Well, and I think, sorry, DJ, what were you thinking?
No, and it's just really interesting because obviously they still have feelings for each other, even though Madison did break it off because he cheated. But had that not happened, they would still obviously be together. Her reason for
Yeah.
breaking up was she just couldn't live with what he did. But I feel like she still had feelings because those feelings don't just go away. Like, oh, you cheated? Okay, I don't love you anymore.
Yeah,
That's like not
right.
real.
True. Yeah.
So, and then that whole situation was just so messed up. And for them to make excuses for it, saying, oh, well, Brandon, he's a big, music star, so he's going to be surrounded by all these girls. So his girlfriend's going to have to live with it.
Like,
That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. And that was something, I'm so glad you brought that up, DJ, because one thing that I wanted to point out, it's like, if you have a boyfriend that you trust and that loves you, that shouldn't even be a thought in your brain cell.
Exactly.
Like, oh, it comes with what comes with it? Like, okay, yeah, groupies or whatever, but cheating does not come with that territory. And if it does, then you
Exactly.
should not have a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Wait
Yeah.
until you're done getting that out of your system and then settle down. Like, Camille should not have to be sitting here worried. And I think Brandon does do things that are worrisome, like lying and not telling the truth about when a girl's over at your house playing the piano with you. Like, that's sketchy. And I also think that Brandon is not over Madison, and that's why he wants her in the video. Like, there's no reason. Oh, okay, so there's one scene that Madison needs to be in this music video, and it's them on a pier reenacting their first kiss. Throw in your current girlfriend.
And they talk about this right in front of the girlfriend.
Like,
okay, so we're gonna reenact where you guys had your first kiss on
Yeah,
this
they're doing the
bridge.
holding hands and the kiss on the cheek, and she's just dying inside.
and something that I don't really like is that they kind of keep acting like she's overreacting, Camilla. I don't think she's overreacting.
Not at all.
I think if I'm sitting there watching my current boyfriend kiss his ex on the cheek and like fondle and flirt with her, like I'd be a little like eyes wide open too. Like, what am I doing?
I
like,
would literally go between them like, no, this is not happening, guys. Nope.
I just think it's
can't.
like really unfair the way
so
that they're
lame.
putting it down to their current their current relationships.
And
Like,
it shocks me how Madison acts when Ben tells her how upset he is over the situation. She acts like she has no clue, and she has no clue where he's coming from.
right. And I
Like,
think
Madison.
that's my biggest frustration. It's like, just be like, listen, I understand where you're coming from. This is completely weird. Like, yeah, I shouldn't be doing this, but it's something that's going to give me complete closure. So can you just accept that, appreciate it, and we'll move on after this. I promise you this will never be brought up again, even though he can go watch the YouTube video like 5,000 times. But yeah, like, I just think also the way they're going about it is like, nope, you have to deal with it. Let's move on. It's like, no, let's talk about it. Let's communicate.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. They lack proper communication.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like, in general, that's the most important thing in a relationship first thing that's really important is communication.
Yeah.
And just acknowledging how your partner's feeling.
Right.
I feel like there's no acknowledgement. They're just like, oh, it's just basically all about them. It's like, okay, well, you need to deal with it because it doesn't bother me. So if it doesn't bother me, screw you and your feelings.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it anyway.
It's like them versus each other. It's not like they're a team.
Exactly. And that's what's really frustrating. Oh,
Yeah.
These kids.
I know. And especially because, we hear that apparently on and off for 6 years, Ben and Madison have been trying to make this relationship work, and she's been trying and trying and trying. Finally, he asked her to be his girlfriend.
After
And-
she confronts him and basically tells him, like, this
You
is
need
what
to-
needs to happen.
Right. So then this is where my brain kind of goes crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, I've got two parts to this. Okay, so one, okay, I get it. Like, you are saying you don't feel like you should move here just because of me.
Mm-hmm.
You should move here because you, one, want to, and it's going to benefit you. I get that, because you don't want the pressure to be on you if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But don't get angry. Be like, I'm super excited that you're coming to move here, but like, you're not doing it just for me, right? Like, I want to make sure that this is like for the both of us. Like, this is something that you're gonna not regret in a couple
Yeah.
years. Like, I felt the way that this was again communicated was just like totally just like not fair.
And Ben was right. He literally said to Madison, can you at least act like you're excited?
Right.
Like, I was shocked. We go from one episode, her basically being like, I don't know, a little bit of an ultimatum, like, we need to be in a relationship or we're going to be single and we'll see each other when we see each other, but we'll date other people when we're apart, to now he's literally buying a house in Siesta Key and fully moving. Like, he's so committed, and this is exactly what she wanted. And yeah, like, she could have communicated it better.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know what they want. And I think that's what's frustrating. But, for him to do that is huge. And, she should be appreciative of it. I understand, the pressure, because like you said, if it doesn't work out, like, she'll feel really like bad because he did all this for her. But, it is a huge step, and it does show, I think he wanted to show that he is committed, and this is what she wanted for so long, for him to be committed, because they've been going back and forth about this for like years. So again, I just feel like she's totally, not even acknowledging the fact that he's doing this, and just kind of like, disregarding, like, oh, well, don't do this for me, just do it because you want to, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it was just weird. That whole conversation was
She
weird.
should be acting so much more excited. I would be so excited.
I'd be excited too.
I'd be like, listen, I would always
incredible.
get, like, I would be like, oh, I'm so excited, but also, you're not doing it just for me, right? Like, let's make that clear.
Like, I want you to thrive here
Yeah.
on your own independently, and obviously we'll be in
But
this together, but
I'm super excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. But that also leads me to, there's two things in my brain, and I just let one of them go, but we'll jump into this one really quick. Okay. So something that I also was starting to put together, though, after we saw the previews for next week, was super excited that Ben's moving down here. Great. Awesome. Love it. But I'm wondering if, the jealousy that he kind of has, not jealousy, but like, kind of the weird reservations he has towards Brandon, even though I do agree that it's weird, maybe they have to do with because he's not as honest as we believe him to be. And that leads us to wonder, like, with Tawny and Ben, do you think that he's like doing things behind Madison's back while this is going on, and that's another reason for him to move to the Key?
This whole Tawny thing, I really feel he's doing that, I hate to say it, but as kind of payback for what Madison did to him with the whole Brandon situation, which is super petty, and that's obviously not the way to go about things. But, like I said, these are kids we're dealing with here, and they just do petty crap. So this whole Tawny thing, I don't think he's going to take it as serious, but it's just something to definitely get Madison riled up for sure.
But if Ben's going to be shady, why would he, like, fully move to Siesta Key to be with Madison? Like, he could just stay in Texas or wherever he is and be shady there.
That's true.
Madison's got a TV show.
True.
It can all be documented, the drama.
Of course.
I don't
Facts.
know. Also, what does he do? They were like, oh, he's a baller. He's buying this $1 million.
Ben's a baller.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of
Baller
these
Ben,
ballers.
hello.
Yeah.
More like his parents are ballers.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's something sketchy about Ben and Tawny's relationship, and I just get a little irked when he always goes back to Tawny because, on two sides of the spectrum, why isn't Ben going and telling his feelings to Madison? he says it once, but he doesn't sit down and be like, listen, this is what's going on. Obviously, I know we're watching a TV show, so we need drama. But that's where my questions lie. So,
and he wasn't at the music video shoot like
right,
Brandon's
like
girlfriend
Camila was. And like, yeah, he should be there in support. If he's going to be angry, you better be there angry with some popcorn, ready to like pounce if anything happens.
Yeah,
You know?
If Brandon makes one wrong move, you're there.
Right. So,
Throw him in the
man,
water.
so much drama. I mean, that's what this show is filled. I just don't understand how you're not watching it. Like, I literally leave this episode feeling mind blown, and it makes my life look so great. You know?
It's such a crazy
Literally
escape.
after every episode, I just have to take some time to really just process what I just watched.
Right. It's so crazy.
It's too much.
Yeah, it makes me
Man.
grateful for the lack of drama in my life.
Seriously, let's cheers to
We're
that.
like living our best lives right now. Hello.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, the drama doesn't end after the show because why would it?
Right?
We have some fun news and gossip that Kayley pulled from Twitter. They just keep going.
Oh my god, it's never ending. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kelsey literally was in this episode for 2 seconds, which was crazy. They didn't even need any extra drama, but she was tweeting away. She said about Juliette, "We've come a long way to say the least. Love you, Jules. You deserve the world and a guy who treats you like it. For your own good, I really hope you're finally done with Alex. No more back and forth." And Kelsey also said about Garrett, she goes, "I typically don't defend Garrett, but I 100% know he would never body shame a woman."
Okay, I'm happy about
There you
that
go.
because that was something that I thought was really important to bring up because like I said, that's a very high kind of accusation.
Yeah.
And he would get knowing social media and how tyranny they are on Twitter, that is not fair whatsoever for them to come at him like to be a body shamer if that's not the case. So I am so thankful that Kelsey put that out there because that's definitely not fair on his character if it's not true and that's not how it's perceived. That was just her own insecurity.
And that's why Garrett got so upset.
Yeah, well, that's not fair. And
Yeah.
like his career relies on him helping people feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
He even yelled that out. He's like, I help so many people.
And he also tweeted about it. He said, "Just know it's my job to help people with their bodies, and you are beautiful no matter what you think."
Oh,
Garrett.
Yeah. And then Chloe tweeted, I don't know if you guys know the news, but Tristan Thompson cheated on Chloe yet again with Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordan Woods. That's the hot topic of the night. And Chloe tweeted, Chloe from Siesta Key tweeted, "Tristan or Alex, what's the difference?"
oh man.
Girl.
Oh jeez.
That's a good question, though.
Oh jeez.
That wraps up the news.
Thank you, Kayley. These tweets just couldn't be any juicier, just
Yes.
like the show. But let's get into some quick predictions that we think is going to happen next week. Because who knows? Everybody could be broken up.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Oh my god. Everyone's going to break up with each other and then date everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
We did see the Ben texting Tawny nasty things.
Ew. Yeah, I don't even want to, like... ugh.
With their sexting or whatever? Is
They're
that-
But also,
an
like,
issue.
Madison, like, I really hope that this is a lie. Like, I hope that this isn't actually the Ben that we know. Because, like, why does Madison always have these crappy guys to her? Like, that's not fair. Annoying. Okay, sorry, Kayley, go ahead.
I know. Well, actually, my other prediction was, I'll just go with this because it's so crazy that Cara is going to be the one in Alex's bed.
That would be so wild.
I'll stick with that.
I
Like,
swear if
I don't
that
know if I
happens,
could deal.
I'm done with the show. You guys don't see me here next week.
No.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, but the thing is, though, that could happen.
Oh my God. I hope it doesn't
Would
happen.
not put it past them.
Oh my gosh. Well, my predictions, okay, so going off of the whole, I guess, the sexual text messages between Ben and Tawny, I think, I don't know if it's going to be happening this episode, but maybe towards the end, Madison might, just stumble upon his phone and just look it up and see
That's a good
those
one.
messages
Yeah.
and get all riled up. And that might cause a huge fight.
Yikes.
Interesting.
And then
that's my
Chloe's going to lose out on a house sale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. $1 million? Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, so true. Oh man, guys, what do I even say? Like, this is so crazy. I think that Madison, I think that this, like, in the next episode, I think that Ben is not going to buy a house, and I think he's going to go home. Like, I think it's just going to be like, okay, like, we can't make this happen. And I don't know if it's probably going to be because of the texts. Like, I think that Madison's, I'm just going to jump off of your guys' predictions. I agree. I'm going to say I agree. But then also with the Alex and Juliette situation, I don't really, obviously, like, we've seen on social media, they're back together, apparently.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't really know how they can go up from here. So, like, I mean, he better have a really good excuse because I just really don't know where it's going to go. I don't even know my predictions. I don't even know if I can make any because I'm so confused as to the outcome of, like, people break up and get back together when they're cheating. So, like, why does that make this time any different? So, who freaking knows?
Oh my God. Time will tell in 7 days.
Summer in
yeah.
Siesta Key is like no other. Oh my God. Oh man,
Dripping in
guys.
drama.
You make this week so much fun. I love Tuesdays. I love talking about all the tea. But until next week, where can we find you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kayley Stumpe and check out my podcast, Sex and Studio City.
Yes, and you can follow me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
Hey guys, Ally Nasta here. Follow me on Instagram at AllieGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. So we'll see you next week. Bye!
Bye!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.